Hi, my name is Tammy Winham, and this is my lesson on listening and speaking new. The lesson is picking up after we finished our warm-up and objective discussion. We played a game called Rush Travel Relay, where they had to sort cards on vocabulary from the previous day's lesson to today's lesson. So I've already pre-sorted those cards, and that is where our lesson's going to pick up. Okay. All right, we have finished. We're all back at our seats. On the desk, we have our two piles. We have our pile that you should have sorted in yesterday's vocabulary and the pile to which we should have sorted in today's vocabulary. And remember, our objective that we just spoke about before we started our warm-up is to learn and practice frequently used words at a hotel. I want to make sure that you understand the vocabulary, how to communicate those skills when traveling. We're going to talk about how to check in today and what travel words you might already know and how we can practice those together. We're going to really working on our listening and speaking skills today. Okay, we have sorted. This is our airport pile. Do we know who can figure out what we have in our airport pile? So I'm going to go through these one at a time, and we're going to say thumbs up if it is an airport word from yesterday. Luggage, that's right, thumbs up. Passport, thumbs up. Boarding pass, that's it, thumbs up. Airport, is that a vocabulary word from yesterday? Thumbs up. Hotel, was that a vocabulary word from yesterday? No, thumbs down. I'm going to put that one in the pile right over here. Our first polite phrase, could you help me please? Is that our polite phrase from yesterday? Thumbs down. No, it isn't. So I'm going to put that one in our hotel pile as well. Next polite phrase, where is the security line? Is that from our lesson yesterday? Perfect, it is. All right, I'm going to put these to the side because those are yesterday's vocabulary words, and we're not going to focus on those. We are going to focus on today's vocabulary words, right? But before we do that, before we go through each of these words, I want you to put your mind into traveling. We have been talking about traveling for the entire week, right? Monday started with travel itineraries. Tuesday we did travel summaries. Wednesday we did travel blogs. And today we are talking about specifics of going to a hotel, all right? So I want you to imagine you arrived at the hotel. What is the first thing you think you're going to need to do? Let's have a talk. What's the first thing you think you're going to need to do? Juan? Go through the door. Correct. That would be the first thing you would do. You'd go through the door. Julio, what do you think we would do? Yeah, you might walk up to that part of the front of the hotel. It might be to the side. That's called a counter. Where else might we do when we get to the hotel? Yeah, Juan? I go to the bathroom too. But let's go beyond that. What actions might you take when you walk into that hotel room? When you walk into that hotel? Yeah, you're going to find the clerk, right? You're going to ask them a few questions. Good, you're going to check in. I can see you read today's lesson there, Isabella. Right, these are all things we're going to do when we are at a hotel and when we go to check in. Now, I want you to really remember the objectives today. We are really learning practical vocabulary and phrases to help us as we check into our hotel. Now, remember, every country is different. And everyone has a different manner of checking in. When I check into hotels in Panama, the first thing you do when you go up is you go, buenas, and you greet them. Here in the United States, you'll go, hey, I have a reservation for tonight. Any other given examples of how you might check into a hotel that's different? Good, Julio? Yeah, you say buenas too, right? You can just ask it for your reservation. If you have your reservation number even, good job, my friends. Okay. Let's take a moment and think about all those vocabulary words we just sorted earlier. Why do you think these particular words we worked on today are really important? One, yeah, we're using these often. Good, good. Isabella, yeah, you read the lesson. Right, we're talking about scenarios or dialogues or way we're together to talk. So let's take a moment and we're going to look at each word. All right, I'm going to say it. I want you to say it. Check-in. Check-in, good. Check-in is the process of arriving at a hotel. Say it again, check-in. Good work, my friends. Next one, reservation. It's the booking or the reservation, It's when you told them you're going to come that night and they called a reservation, they're holding your room. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. It's booking your stay or holding the room for you in advance. Reception. Isabella called this a counter earlier, but the reception is that area in the hotel where guests are welcomed and they're assisted by the staff. All right, we did check in. Now let's say check out. Students are repeating, check out, good. This is the process of when you leave the hotel. You're done, you're not staying anymore. You give your keys back, you might have to pay, you're checking out. This is Teacher Tammy's most favorite thing, room service. This is when the hotel will bring you drinks, will bring you food, and you do it while you're paying for your stay. All right, last one. Now, let's do our 2 common phrases. We learned polite phrases yesterday. Anybody remember what our polite phrases were yesterday? Julio, yes. Where is security line? Good. We had a very simple one that we can even use in today's lesson that we learned yesterday. Great. Juan, what is it? Can you help me? That's a polite phrase that we learned yesterday that we can really apply to lots of these situations. Can you help me? All right, our polite phrases for today. Listen up. Thank you very much. Good. Next polite phrase. Could you help me, please? Good. Excellent work. Excellent work, my friends. Now, let's take another look at this and why we're learning all of this wonderful room service and hotel vocabulary. We are going to take a moment now, my friends, and we are going to practice in small pairs together. I want you to turn to your partner, and you're going to repeat the dialogue. You're going to be like, Tammy, where's the dialogue? All right, I'm going to pass out everybody's cards. I've got a pocket full of cards here, so the dialogue is written on these cards. I'm going to pass it out to each of you. I've passed out the cards. Now, you can see there's 2 parts. Someone's going to have to play the clerk at the check-in, and someone is going to have to be the tourist, all right? As you're looking at your cards, everyone has their cards. Take a moment and read them. Any questions? Great. All right. Students are going to go in pairs. They are reading off their dialogues. After 2 minutes, they are switching to the other dialogue. I'm circulating the room to help them. All right, everybody, cards down on the table, ears and eyes on Tammy. Let's ask a few minutes. If I need food delivered, what did you learn on your dialogue cards? Room service, right. If I am just arriving at the hotel, where do I go? Check-in, absolutely. And what do I do at the reception? Good, Julio, check in. Now, we're going to practice again. But instead of having the cards that I gave you just a moment ago, I am going to give you what's called the mystery check-in game. We are going to go into small pairs again, but not the pair you were just in. You're going to turn to your neighbor on the other side. Yes, that means Julio and Juan, Tim and Bill. You're turning to the other person. Now, you just read a dialogue on the card I gave you. You did great. You understood it. But now we are going to play a little game. It's called Check-in Mystery Cards. In my hand, it says hotel. I have a bunch of cards on the other side. Each index card is prepared with a different hotel scenario, but there's no dialogue. One of you is the check-in clerk again, and one of you is a tourist. But there's a problem on your card. You have to explain that problem to the check-in clerk. So the tourist has the problem. The check-in clerk is going to help. We are going to go through this for 4 minutes. And then I am going to hand out another mystery card, and you're going to swap. So if you're the tourist in the first mystery card, you are now going to be the check-in clerk in the second mystery card. All right, I'm going to repeat the instructions again. We are playing check-in mystery cards. I have prepared a different hotel scenario on each of these cards. One of you is going to choose to be the clerk, and the other is going to choose to be the tourist. You're going to have to solve